Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, March 14th. This is a quick look at a watch list. All right, we have FOMC this week, so keep that in mind. A 25-point basis hike is accepted. That's what's going to happen here. So don't be I don't think we'll get a lot of movement out of that other than the fact that, hey, we finally did it. Maybe we'll rally a little bit on that. But I would watch for the language that comes out about future hikes. I think that's what we're now looking for in the FOMC. Okay, so we also have the war on Ukraine is still giving us a lot of headlines. We see a lot of volatility coming into this morning. The Friday one-day performance, every sector was red, and our 1 week relative performance moved to red. So where do I find that? So I just go to Finviz. Here we go. So this is Finviz. Let me get this off of here. I know, lots of ads on Finviz. To leave it open for too long. Okay, but just go to groups. Go to groups, and it will give you the overall look here of the 1 day, the 1 week. We pull out to a month. The energy is still leading, but overall, we have now moved more into a just all bearish. Now, what we can watch for typically when this happens, when we have all red performance, we do come in and bounce the next day. And that is what we're seeing this morning, except for in tech. Tech is still red. The NASDAQ is red here this morning, but the rest is the S&P and the Dow are up nice and green here so far. But this is what it looks like on the futures, right? So this does not look very bullish, even though we're going to open green. We're putting in an inside and we're on the low of the overnight price action. Clear downtrend here in the market. We're going to continue to watch this, obviously. Let me just get this out of here real quick. Yep, take it out. Okay. So when we go over and look at the SPY, right, we had a huge bearish engulfing candle on Friday. Ate all of that Thursday price action up, and we had talked after this that this green candle day that was on Wednesday didn't feel like the start of something exciting. We came in on Thursday and we're not able to put in a higher high, and we had a lower low, and then of course the bearish engulfing on Friday. So just be very cautious. Definitely a shorter side to the market, but there are some nice little plays that I want to go over. I still would go back and look at a lot of these energy plays because they have had really good order flow, right? The candles are making nice moves up and they are resting. So keep an eye on this, especially as we get more news out from Ukraine or what we're going to do to supply the oil that we need. And we see this at our gas pumps, right? So last week we saw CPI, and we are, I don't think we need a number to tell us that we are all in an inflationary period. And when you get things like gas costing more, that affects everything because how do things move? Trucks. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so anyway, not what I have on my list here today, but I am going to look at the industrial here and look at the United States, still very similar to some of these oil plays, but sitting in a nice little spot. We just barely made a new high on Friday before pulling back in, still closing higher than the previous day's action here. I like steel moving forward. I like the 33. So we're still in April right now because the Mays and Junes don't really have a lot of activity at the moment. So sticking with April 14th, and I like the 33 here. I like that entry at 33.35. I would stop out around 32.30. And my initial target will be 34.16 or 34.17, and then looking for the breakout. So those are that is my plan there with X. All right, next on the list, well, Kroger. Still need food. Look at this. So they had earnings, big pop. We're holding most of that gap. Nice wedge form in there. Even though we have this great big wick here, you can I would still draw my wedge a little bit tighter than that, or maybe even just do this and say, okay, over that trend line is where I would be looking. Let me get this one out. Bullish gap after earnings. Like the look in Kroger. I like the entry around 55.90. I'd stop somewhere around 54.50, targeting 58.84 and then 62.50. All right, one that has not made its way to the list in a while, Mrna. Yes, this is bear trend, right? But looks as though when we mark this in that maybe we are just starting a bit of a reversal, and we have the 3 and the 8 squeeze. Today, price action this morning brings that 3 up over the 8, but I'm waiting for this to go over the 20 to start a new trend to the upside. If it fails, step away very quickly, but targeting the 34 and moving on. So my stop would be below a close below that 8 EMA. You can see that's really squished up there with the 3 at the moment. So like the look in that. A couple that we did look at last week real quick. I didn't set these up, but Union Pacific and CSX, right? Moving stuff around the country. Union Pacific, obviously a more bullish trend, but I think CSX is another one here to watch if it gets back up over the 50, and a little bit safer of an entry would be over the high there on Friday and over the close here. So you can see nice move up, pull back, and making a nice little basket here. So anything over the close there on Friday, which is at 261.52, looking for a break of this double top. All right, so those are a few that I have for today. If you have any questions, reach out heatherc@givingtruetrading.com. A quick note that I will be out in and out a lot this week. I have a whole house full of family, so we'll be getting some things done, but I will be here every morning except Wednesday morning, I think it is. I do have one doctor appointment that I will be out in the morning, but for the most part, I will be here in the morning and then off to do family stuff in the afternoons. All right, hope you have an awesome day.